Hi. I used to have such straight teeth, but when I sleep with my tongue pushing my teeth out. And the dentist, long time ago, years ago, I went to the dentist and he told me that I had to wear something, but it's just starting to show. My teeth was real straight, but anyway, this is a Q&A. You know, I don't know how this person knows that this is happening, but they could have just picked up the phone and asked me, but they're very extravagant and very jealous. But anyway, the person asked me, the person asked me, why do I have my ex-boyfriend's friend's phone number in my phone? I don't know how they know, but I'll tell you. Well, remember when I told you that we broke up because I had two phones, and I sent him a text with one of the phones. He only knew that I had one phone. So I used the other phone and I sent him a text, and he thought it was a guy, letting me know that I'm cheating on him or something like that. I tried to explain to him, but he didn't believe me. And of course he probably told it to his family. And he was close with his cousin, so his cousin probably told him I'm cheating on him or whatever. So anyway, he stopped talking to me. So um I wanted to explain to him. So me and his other cousin used to communicate back and forth on um WhatsApp. And I asked his cousin, "What do you know where he's at?" And I explained to his cousin what happened. And his cousin said, "I haven't seen him. I know he's in Jamaica because he went to Jamaica. I know he's in Jamaica, but I haven't seen him since he's been here." So I said, "Okay." So I remember one time his phone ran out of minutes, and one of his friends was walking past, and they started talking, and he asked his friend to use the phone, and he told me, "I'm gonna call you back on my friend's phone." So I said, "Okay." So then he called me back, and we finished talking. And because his friend, was hanging around his business because he has a business in Jamaica. And his friend was hanging around the business and talking to other people. So while he was on the phone, so we spoke for a little while or whatever. So I went through my phone to get that number because I figured his friend probably always saw him. But his friend told me no. So I went through my phone and I looked for that number. I was really looking for that number. I remember one time he called me off this number. Let me look for it. Let me look for it. And boom, I found it. So I called the guy. I called Jamaica on WhatsApp. And I was talking to the guy and I explained to the guy, I said, "Listen, so and so, I'm so and so's ex-girlfriend, and I need to talk to him. And I remember one time he grabbed your phone and you let him use your phone to call me, and besides his cousin, this is the only number that I have for him because his phone ran out of thing." I didn't go into the story that we wasn't talking, you know. So I asked the guy, I said, um "Have you seen him?" He said, "No, but I'm supposed to go around there, blah, 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 blah." And I let him know you want to talk to him. So I said, "Okay." I hung up. And then about a day or two later, I text the guy and I said, "Well, did you see him?" "No, I didn't see him." I said, "Okay." So 2 days later, he said he didn't see him, but he's going over there. So then I think 2 days later again, I text him and he said, to be honest, I don't really be going around that part of town because I be working, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to try to get in touch with him for you, blah, blah. If I see him, I'm gonna let him know that you're trying to contact him and blah, blah, blah. So then, his friend, so I said, okay, thank you. And, so I think the next day the guy said, hi, how you doing? I said, fine. Because, his cousin used to now and then send me message and I used to send him back. So I'm like, okay, how you doing? Fine, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get into the rest because, I don't want to break up friendships or anything like that. But that's why I have his friend's number in my phone, because that one time he grabbed the guy's phone and the guy gave him the chance to call me off his phone. So I kept that number in my phone, but I'm gonna have to erase it. It seems like it's bothering certain people. But no, we're not. Nothing is going on with the guy. And as far as the picture, like I said, the guy used to say hi to me or whatever. And his cousin also. His cousin's married with a son. And so anyway, his friend told me that he's into contracting and stuff like that. So he sent me a picture. I know this don't sound legit, but it's true. On my part, I wasn't trying to talk to him. All I was concerned about is getting in touch with Kay. And then this guy, he sent me a picture of him on the roof of one of his jobs to show me that what he do for a living. I forgot if he was a contractor or if he was a plumber or something, but he had something to do with building houses. And he sent me a picture and told me, well, this is me. And then he sent me a picture of him and Kay. So I said, okay, thank you or whatever. I mean, later on I cursed him out because I realized, what was going on, but um because he wasn't getting in contact with Kay. He kept telling me he's gonna do it just to keep me talking or whatever. So I cursed him out, and that was the last time I spoke to the person. So when I think Kay was stalking me, sort of. I guess he wanted to find out if I was really, grimy enough to sleep with his friend or whatever. No, I'm not that type of person. I don't sleep with nobody's friends. I don't. I don't, it don't matter if he dogged me out or whatever. I know some people will just to hurt that person, but that's not me. I'm not gonna sleep with your friend or be your girlfriend of the friend to hurt you or nothing. No, I'm not gonna do that. So I had to come to the realization that it was over. But after that, me and Kay did speak, and we were supposed to move in together. I'm trying to remember how the conversation went, or how we finally got in touch with each other. Oh, his cousin finally called me and told me he contacted Kay, and when he gets over there, he's gonna call me. So finally, weeks later, his cousin told me that he contacted Kay. So when his cousin got to over where Kay's job is at, place is at, he he told him to call me, and we spoke, and everything seemed to be fine. But he's a very jealous person, and he's very soft spoken, and he's like me, one foot in the church and one foot on the street. You know, so I thought everything was okay, but he told me that he'll be home in 2 weeks, and he wanted me to pick him up at the airport, and he's gonna call me when he hit the airport, because he you know his regular phone can't make call from Jamaica. He had to get one of those. I don't know how it works in Jamaica. He said his regular phone from New York don't work in Jamaica. So when he's in Jamaica, he has to get a separate phone. So his other phone, ran out. So he told me he was gonna call me when he hits the airport, and he never did. So I didn't get to pick him up, and that was the last time I spoke to him. So I don't know if he tried to call me to pick him up, or if he got in touch with somebody else and they picked him up. But after that, I never spoke to him after that. So no, I wasn't cheating with him with his friend. My main objective was to get to talk to him. So I just kept the conversation going. I know it may seem suspicious that I spoke to his friend or whatever, but I was just trying to contact him, you know, and I just couldn't contact him because he was upset with me. So he wasn't going to call me from Jamaica if he was upset with me. So, I was just trying to plead my case, and, because I thought it would work out, but it didn't work out. And I just moved on. I try to move on. And because that's how I am, if I'm in a relationship and the person cheat on me or anything, I move on. Because as women, sometimes we question ourselves. Am I cute enough? Am I this enough? And nobody's gonna make me put myself down. If you find somebody else more attractive than me, well, by all means, go ahead. But I'm not gonna make myself feel bad. I'm not gonna question my gorgeousness because I'm not for everybody. I'm not gonna question anything about me because that's what women do. And then we get depressed, and then we feel that we're not good enough, and we start doing things to our body and start because a man left us for another woman. It happened to me several times. We broke up or cheated or whatever the case may be. And as a young girl, I taught myself how to be strong because of my mom. My mom is a very strong person, and I have that strength from her. She's a very strong person. She was very sociable, active, whatever. I mean, she wasn't. And when she got in her situation, I didn't know if she can handle it, but she did. And she carried on in her life just the same. So I got that strength from my mom, and then she used to beat the hell out of me to make me strong. I'm telling you, my mother used to tell me, if you ever come here and tell me somebody beat you up and you didn't fight back, I'm going to whip your butt myself. And she meant that because she did that one time. One time, I'm going to get off the subject of Kay and get to my mom. One time, me and this girl named Pauline always used to fight. Pauline was just jealous of every other person on the block. And, so happened my grandmother always kept me crispy. You understand? Because she worked for this Jewish family, and they used to buy their stuff out of town in Italy and stuff. So, in other countries. So they use the stuff for a year, and then they give it to my grandmother. My grandmother used to bring it for me and my cousins. And if you know anything about fashion, Italy and France, they fashion is always a year ahead or 2 years ahead. So I was always ahead of the fashion because of my grandmother. And Pauline just be jealous for no reason. So she always want to pick a fight, and I had to beat her ass. So one time, me and her was fighting. Well, she picked a fight with me, and me and her was fighting. And I was wearing, my grandmother bought me these high heels. They look like sneakers, but the heels was like this. I don't know if y'all back in the day people know the sneakers that had high heels. Yes. So my grandmother bought me all the colors because the lady child didn't want it anymore. So Pauline got jealous. So she picked on me. Me and her started fighting. They always hit first. I never hit anybody first. I finished the fight, but I don't start the fight. So her cousin, what was her cousin name? Lisa. Her cousin Lisa was out there. So I'm on top of Pauline, beating her up or fighting her because she was, getting blows in from the bottom too. Lisa jumped on top of me and started hitting me on the thing. But I was so involved with beating the hell out of Pauline because I was on top of her that I didn't really feel Lisa on top of me. So my mother was on the roof watching the whole thing. So after everybody pulled us apart, my mother said, she called me, get up here. No, she said to Lisa, Lisa, why are you hitting on my daughter? So I'm like, oh, Ma, she wasn't hitting my, she said, what? Get up here. My mother told me, get upstairs. I'm like, for what? I mean, my mother said, get upstairs now. So I went upstairs. My mother said, take off your clothes. I'm like, what? She said, take off your clothes. She said, let me tell you something. Don't ever question me when I tell you somebody did something to you. You hear me? I'm telling you some other girl hit you so you can whip her ass, and you telling me that I'm lying? Yeah, my mother wanted me to fight Lisa. Yeah, because Lisa started hitting on me for no reason because she was defending Pauline. So they double jumped me. So my mother wanted me to take care of Lisa, but I didn't get it. How old was I? I was like 9? 9 or 10? Yeah. So I'm telling my mother, no, Lisa ain't touch me. My mother called me upstairs, whipped my ass naked, and told me if I ever question her or if I ever come home telling her that somebody beat me and I didn't fight back, she would whip my ass herself. And she meant it, and she did it. So that's where I get my spirit from and my gusto. Because I'm not trying to deal with my mother. I can't call my mother and say, Ma, people picking on me and I ain't fighting back. No, I can't say that. So, that's that. But, now Pauline is my cousin-in-law because her sister married my cousin. They've been together like 40 years or more. So, and they got like what, 5 kids? Yeah, so now she's my in-law. But yeah, so I wasn't cheating on him with his friend. I just wanted to contact him because I knew I lost a good thing because he's a good guy. And God has always blessed me with handsome men. He's very handsome. One of my boyfriends is handsome. And yeah, I know you're looking at me, but I let myself go. And because I like to eat. I don't like to exercise. I try to lose weight. I can't. And then I took a razor to my face, got messed up. I'm half Indian and half Spanish, so the Indian side, I'm hairy all over, so I'm constantly trying to get the hair off my body, and but I would never do that to any guy that I date or seen, and even if I'm mad at him, I would never date his friend. I know some chicks, they do that because they're so hurt, they want to hurt him the way he hurt her, but that's not me. I can't do that because one of his friends liked me, but I chose him over his friend because his friend is his family's very handsome. His friend liked me and his family liked me. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, I was introduced to him by his cousin. His cousin liked me. His cousin's very handsome, but his cousin is kind of busy, if you know what I'm saying. Being handsome as he is, and he's not really my speed. Plus, my cousin liked him, and so one day he came to my house, but he said, you didn't notice me before. I'm like, he said, I've been here for because his cousin came to fix my house or whatever, and brought him along. So I'm like, no, I didn't notice you because I make it a thing that when guys come to my house to fix my house, I try not to notice them physically, because a lot of guys who is into construction, they flirt with the person, the women, because it's usually single women that need stuff fixed to their house. So they try to use that so they can keep getting them as customers and stuff like that. It's just business. Sometimes they want it a little bit more personal, so I try to keep it. But you know, he started talking. I gave him something to do. Time is getting ready to run out. I gave Kay something to do because him and his cousin was working in a house, and I went back in the thing and he didn't do it yet. He said, "Oh, I can't do it." So he pretended not to know what to do so I can stay in there and show him what to do, and that's how we started talking. And that's how, he got me talking, because all the time I was ignoring him and I wouldn't say nothing to him. And then, he pretended to not know what he's doing. And then we started talking. And then the next thing you know, he asked me for my number. I gave him a number and we started talking. And that's history. And we started talking to each other. I'll tell you, I can't tell you the rest of the stuff now because I only got a few minutes. I mean, I could do a part two if I could do a part two, but yeah. But I really fell for the guy because he's a sweetheart, and he'll make some girl some good man. But I lost out, my loss. So good luck, okay? I wish you all the best. Bye.